When John's just been talking about the competition levels within the squad and the feel around the place, have you sensed it going up a couple of notches for this camp, given how close you are now to the finals?
Yeah, I think just with the size of the squad and the amount of competition that's there, I think the closer it gets to the Euros, obviously everyone is right at it. But to be fair, listen, that's the kind of standard that everyone's set for the last 3-4 years within the group. And with the group getting bigger, the kind of appetite for places is going to increase, and I think everybody wants to be a part of it, and they're showing it out there.
Give us an insight into how the conversations go. Do you talk about the squad? Do you talk about who might make it, who might miss out? How does that work? 'Cause it must be difficult knowing that some of your friends might not make it, you might not make it.
No, listen, there's not really conversations like that. I think everybody's kind of on the same path to make sure that Scotland as a team and as a kind of nation grows on the pitch and off the pitch, and I think we've done that. But with big games coming up, that's where we can kind of show, and that's where we can kind of speak about it, on the park. And yeah, I think we'll just keep doing that.
How do you assess your kind of progression within the national team? I guess do you feel an established part of the side?
Yeah, listen, it's been quite a quick year, 18 months that I've been a part of the squad, like starting games and being involved in that kind of way. Yeah, listen, I've really enjoyed it. I feel comfortable in there, and but nobody's place is safe, so to speak. You need to keep showing it in games and training, and especially for your club as well. So keep working hard.
You still get that sense of anticipation when the squad's coming around to think, well, will I make it back in again, or will you start to feel comfortable going, no, I'm probably all right?
Yeah, listen, you get a bit of both, but I think it's healthy competition. You've got fantastic centre backs in that group, fantastic players in general, but particularly in the centre back area. And I think there's a lot of competition, so I think that can only spur me on.
Is it the toughest area to get in the team? There's so many centre backs.
Probably the midfield, to be honest. Listen, the midfield's one of the best I think that we've had in a long time. And but yeah, listen, I don't think there's any easy places up for grabs, left back as well. So it's listen, there's a lot of healthy competition within the group, and that can hopefully spur us on, as I said.
I'm sure you're determined to make the starting berth your own ahead of the European Championships in the summer. Is that what you can use these two games as, trying to secure position in the starting lineup?
Listen, I think these two games are more about showing what we can do, particularly in the first game against the top teams. I think that's why we picked the games against England and France in the previous camps, that we want to try and compete against the best, and that's and learn from kind of the last Euros and take that forward. So yeah, these games are probably more about developing as a team, and and hopefully we can do that.
How far off the best do you feel you are? Because teams like the Netherlands are teams you're going to have to beat if you want to go deep into the tournament.
No, listen, I don't think we're far off. I think there's certain things obviously that we've analysed within these games that we might not do the same as the so-called lesser teams, but it's a good opportunity for us. These are the games that we want to be playing in, particularly if we can get them out of the way before the Euros, and then hopefully that'll make us ready for when the time comes.
How much do you relish, Ryan, coming up against the top teams?
Yeah, I love it. It kind of gives me an opportunity to show my kind of strengths defensively, and but yeah, they're great games, particularly at Hampden. They're brilliant, and yeah, I've said it loads of times. You don't get a feeling like playing any game for Scotland, but particularly the big games at Hampden are brilliant.
How much do you feel your game has moved on another level or two, not just with the move down south, but with playing for the national team?
Yeah, I think it came at a good time for me. The move and the debut, it kind of catapulted me a little bit. And that kind of feeling, being more comfortable within the group, being more comfortable for yourself. I didn't feel like I needed to show anything to anyone in particular, but maybe just to yourself, to give you that that kind of peace of mind at times. But yeah, listen, I think you're obviously everyone's learning, but I'm still at an age where hopefully I'm just going to get better, and I need to keep doing that.
John Carver was talking about people coming out of the woodwork looking for tickets for the Euros. What's your experience been like with family and friends?
Well, to be fair, first of all, you've got to make sure you're there first. But I've said to my mates, I'll need to buy the tickets. So, and I think the price has scared a lot of them off. So, but there's been a few.
You've got a lot of mates going over?
Yeah, listen, I think everybody that I kind of know is going to go over. Whether they're going to go over and watch the games is a different thing, but they'll definitely be over there.
Some weird and wonderful ways. You've heard of people who think loads of buses are going over. Your mates got anything special in store?
to be fair, I don't even think they've booked accommodation. I think they're just worried about getting over there, and then they'll just play it by ear.
Ryan, Steve's quite a loyal kind of coach. When he picks someone he likes him, he sticks with him. How much kind of reassurance does that give you? Yeah,
he's always been loyal to me when, even when I, wasn't playing for the national team, he was still, calling me up in squads and kind of developing me behind the scenes. And I think now, obviously with the last year, hopefully I've showed him enough that, I can be involved. But as I said, there's a lot of players in there that have done that, and it's a healthy competition of, a big group of players. So no, I'm looking forward to it.
Like a two-way thing, it says kind of faith helps you, and then your sort of participation with this squad, lots of things as well. Yeah,
listen, it's always good to repay someone that's shown a lot of faith in you, and he's done exactly that. And hopefully the last year, with the last qualifying campaign, that I've played my part and help us to get there. So hopefully I've kind of repaid a little bit of that faith. But as I said, there's still a long way to go.
And from a playing point of view, somebody, no offence, who likes to get stuck in, see this period between now and such a big tournament, how do you keep that kind of balance between full commitment and making sure you're fit and available to play?
I don't think you can think about that too much. I'm going to be fully committed every game I play. I've got important games coming up for Watford, so listen, I'll be fully committed in every game I play. And I've had touch wood, but I've been fit and healthy for the last few years. So hopefully, long may that continue.
You've been down in England for 14 months now. How have you found it, both on and off the pitch, and how much has it brought you on as a player?
Yeah, as I say, I think it came at a good time, and the Championship, it's relentless. You've got games Saturday, Tuesday, most weeks. Not a lot of days off. You don't do too much training because you're kind of recovering a lot. But no, it's been good. Listen, it's been up and down season, as to expect sometimes in Championship. But no, I'm really enjoying it. And then off the park as well. Obviously, you're down there yourself quite a lot of the time, and I think it brings you on as a person, meeting new people, different cultures, especially within the changing room, and a lot of different languages get spoke as well. So no, I think it's brought me on a lot over the last 14 months, as you said.
There's a lot of diversity in this squad. You've got players playing Premier League, Championship, even over in Copenhagen, Saudi Arabia. How useful do you think that would be heading into a tournament that there's players experiencing different styles of management?
Yeah, listen, I think obviously there's a lot of boys playing at a very high level now. When you kind of play with these boys, that I think that brings you on massively. I think it's obviously a lot easier to play beside better players, and it's I think that's probably the biggest point when you've got these players fit and ready, that they spur you on massively. Good.
Thanks, lads. Thank you.